Is it possible to complete an entire boss log in one sitting? Now, after watching Settle take on every Runescape boss using only their loot, it inspired me to answer exactly that. This is Project Plushie. This is my first ever Ironman account. Now, I never thought I'd find myself getting into one of these game modes, but after feeling bored shitless with the main account and ready to start a new challenge, I did exactly that. The idea is simple. As soon as I get my first kill on a new boss, I'm going to attempt to complete their entire collection log in one sitting. So that means no logging out, no breaks, and no sleep. Welcome to the first episode of Project Plushie and my one setting challenge. Now, before we dive in and get a kickstart on this series, I want to cover a couple of rules so we're all on the same page about how this is going to work. Now, rule number one, and most importantly, I must complete the entire boss log, excluding the pet, in one sitting. Now, if I don't, I have to drop all the items that I've obtained in that run, and we have to do it all over again. Now, number two, I'm going to stream all of my attempts. So anytime I want to take on a boss, I have to stream the entire thing. Now, this is going to make sure that I do it legit and that I'm not cheating. And I'll also make sure that I drop the items on stream so you guys know that we failed the run if it happens. Now, rule number three, I can't practice bosses on another account or off stream. So I can't jump on other accounts. Now, this is going to become important when we start doing things like the Infernal Cape and the Quivers, because I don't want to be behind the scenes chipping away at attempts and it seeming like I just picked up the content in 2 hours. So that's our third rule. Those are the 3 rules that I have to abide by in this challenge. It's going to be a tough one. Now, you're probably wondering what the ultimate goal of this challenge is. I wanted to set my sights on something that's challenging, but not entirely impossible for someone with little to no bossing experience like myself. So, the first goal, the infamous Infernal Cape. Now, you may be wondering why I'm mining at the moment. So, there's 2 major goals that we need to get out of the way before we can start bossing. The first, I need to get 85 strength and 80 defense preferably, so I have a good rate of killing the Perilous Moons bosses to complete the entire log in one go, because remember, if I don't complete the entire collection log in one sitting, I have to drop all of the gear and start over again, and I feel like 85 strength and 80 defense is going to put me at a good base to be able to do that. Now, the second thing I need to do is get these levels that'll pop up on screen for Song of the Elves, because shortly after the Perilous Moons grind, I'm then going to have to go and hunt the Bofa. Now, that's going to be a difficult one to do, and we may have to get some range levels and a couple more of our stats up, but those are going to be our 2 short-term goals before we start ripping into a lot of the bossing. So let's get into it. Alrighty, so after a little bit of time, we are at the stage of 70 mining. That checks that one off the list. Now, we're going to jump into some construction. Hopefully, I've got enough money to be able to make the planks, which if we don't, then we're going to have to go make ourselves some money. But there's 70 mining, Song of the Elves ready. We won't do any of this. Not anytime soon, anyway. So, ignore the messiness of the bank, but I've got about 2.5 million coins and about 6,000 teak logs. Now, I'm going to need about 1,000 logs and about 300 steel bars in order to get 70 construction. So, let's make the planks. And I forgot the logs. 68 construction. And just like that, 69. Dinner for 2. And here we go. Last thing, we remove, we build. That's 70 construction and 1850 total level. Booyah! So, we're going to take a brief hiatus from all the skilling and we're going to start doing a couple of our combats. I'm going to get 80 defense because I would like to start tackling this Moons challenge sooner rather than later, because that's where the interesting content comes in. So cue the montage. Oh shit, I just missed it. Our heart grows bigger and our combat level skyrockets. There we go. 80 defense, done and dusted. Now, we've got our base stats at 80, so we have 80 attack and 80 defense. I want to get 85 strength before we take on the Moons in general. And we've also got to do a bit of smithing and some herb lore. So we're going to get out of here for now. We're going to get back into our farm runs and our herb lore grind, because I'm going to need a lot of secondaries in order to get 70 herb lore. So that's probably going to be my longest grind from here on out. But we've made some considerable progress towards the Moons. So we've made some good progress this video. Capped off a few requirements, rounded out some combat stats. Now, I know the video is kind of short, but I really wanted to get this video out because I'm super excited for the idea and the challenge ahead. And I know it's not going to be easy, but I'm going to suffer so you don't have to. And next time we meet, we'll be ready to make our first attempt at completing a boss log, so get ready for the adventure.